across the globe, and welcome to the 1236th edition of Short-Term Trading Live with Oscar Carboni, and that would be me. Good evening, traders. This video, like all the other videos I filmed for you, is being filmed tonight for trading tomorrow. So the analysis in this video and the other nightly videos, these videos are geared to teach you the art of technical analysis so that you can use it in the markets going forward the next day. So I hope the analysis in tonight's video will help you on Thursday to do your trading. Traders, as we know, before we get into what's on the board, we know that futures trading can be extremely risky. If you don't know that, you should. Could cause substantial financial loss. It's certainly not suitable for everybody. These markets are vicious lately. And know that a stop can absolutely be your best friend in this business. Now, stops, as we know, won't always work. Like flash crash day, a lot of stops didn't work. But in most instances, the stop being in is the thing that makes you get out of the market when you freeze and the market comes against you for more money than you thought you were going to lose. You know, when you move that stop. You know, this is probably worth it. I'd hate to do this to you. I almost want to see you remove that camera and follow me into my room so I can tell them about a certain thing I keep on my wall, is saying at all times. How long would it? You think you can pull that camera off? This should take just 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Just follow me into the next room, because it's extremely important that they get some of the rules behind trading while these markets are so volatile. So it's right here. Follow me into my little laboratory here. Traders, on the wall here, I don't know if you can see us both, but I have a lot of sayings that over the years I have coined. Learned the hard way, spent a lot of years going, oh, what happened today, and writing down things in notebooks down on the trading floor, and then eventually bringing these sayings to my wall so that when I stand in front of them every day, they remind me of things I shouldn't and should not do. Traders, I kid you not, there are many things that you shouldn't do in this game, but one of the things you should always do is place your stops first. It is on my wall. There's a reason for it. If you do not place your stops first, you can get into a trade. Let's say you buy 5 S&P, you put the order in, buy 5 at the market, enter, the market gets filled, some news comes out, we drop $50 in the S&P before you ever put your stop in. Oh my goodness, why would you do that? It's like buying a car and driving it off the showroom lot without car insurance. Put your stops in first. Look, it's right here on the wall. Maybe once a week I'll come out and show you another one of my sayings. This whole place is covered with them. So maybe we'll start bringing you guys out into the office and showing you a little bit more about what happens. Because traders, I kid you not, these rules need to be on your wall. They need to be in front of your eyes. I've got all kinds of great rules. We will trade the chart analysis, not our opinions. I will never ever trade without a stop. I will never impulse trade. Here's one of the best ones, and this is the one I wanted to bring you out here for. I will never cancel my stops just because they are getting close. Come back inside now, please. That is the most important of all of these rules. Thank you for obliging me. I know that was a little bit of a pain in the butt for you, but I think it's going to help my omniacs. So, I will never cancel my stops just because they are close or they're getting close. A little story, I'm not going to mention the omniac to you, but I have an omniac, and he says to me a few weeks ago, on his own accord, he comes to me and says, Oscar, I'm looking to put on a big position slowly. I want to get into the market slowly. As it dips, I want to get long and hold these things and wait for a big run up. So I said, well, all right, but here's how you got to do it. You got to tell me how much money you're looking to risk. God forbid it goes the wrong way, and then we can get you in on a certain amount of contracts on the way down, do some cost price averaging, blah, blah, blah. So that was a couple of weeks ago. He started to get himself in last week, and we started to have this tumble. Gets on the phone with me, and he says, Oscar, I was thinking of moving my stop. You're thinking of moving your stop? Why? Because the market's getting close, and it might hit that stop? Isn't that what you put it in there for? Well, I told him, don't you dare move that stop. That is what it was there for. Lo and behold, you see the action that has taken place in the last couple of days. This kid did not move his stop. He got knocked out of his long-term position. Thank the Lord. And we've tumbled $80 since he got knocked out. $80 in the S&P. So never, ever cancel your stop because the market's getting close. If you put your stop in the right place, the market shouldn't get there. If it does get there and you move it, it was wrong to begin with. It's only going to go to the next level. Don't move your stops, traders, okay? Take that from me to you, a lesson from Oscar. Never, ever move your stops just because they're getting threatened. It's on my wall. All right, so I hope that didn't bore you. I hope that helps some of you omniacs out there that don't really understand the rules behind this game. I'll try to show you new rules as the weeks and months go by. Weekly charts are still looking heavy in the emini S&P, in the NASDAQ, in the Dow, in the tranny, in the DAX, you name it. Usual suspects still looking heavy on the weekly charts. Now, weeklies, you know, can turn during the week, and you can go the other way. But as of this video, red Omni, heavy charts on the weeklies. The dollar responds to what I like to call the moaning of the blockheads in the street. What does that mean? Ask any Omniac that's been in my chat room at livewithoscar.com. If you don't know about it, come on down to livewithoscar.com and join me in my free chat room where I help keep you calm and help teach you what's going on in the markets each day. So, the blockheads in the street. Many traders have asked me over the last few weeks and months, Oscar, how far can the dollar go up? Oscar, how far can this go? And I'd say to them, listen, it's simple. Do you hear anything right now? The dollar's in a safe zone, and I've shown you in many videos my safe zone US dollar chart. I said the dollar is in a safe zone right now. You are not hearing any moaning from the blockheads in the street. If you want to know when the dollar is finally going to top out, wait until you hear moaning from the blockheads in the street and you'll see the dollar respond. Lo and behold, the dollar it just continues higher. About 10 days ago, you started to hear a little bit of moaning. 5 days ago, you finally started to hear some big moaning from the blockheads in the street. The dollar's too expensive. Oh no, you can draw a direct line from the dollar to my can of soda being empty. You can draw a direct line from the dollar to the Middle East problems. It's the dollar. It's ruining the world. That's what started happening just the other day. I read all the newspapers over the weekend and I was like, wait a minute, wait, hold on a minute. Last weekend, I read the papers, and it was like this. The U.S. dollar's going down. It's a stimulus package for all the other countries. It helps with exporting. The dollar is great. Okay, so that was last weekend. I read the same newspapers this weekend, the weekend that just passed, and all they talked about was how the dollar's the ruination of the planet, and if we don't stop this dollar, the moon's going to fall out of the sky. You know, I was like, how did that happen in a week? But that's the moaning of the blockheads in the street. We heard it. The dollar responded. I'll show you some charts. With that in mind, I will tell you that, yes, the market is coming off, but you shouldn't fall in love with the downside because the dollar is responding. I will show you what that means. Are we going to be selling? Yes, we will continue selling red Omni until the S&P finally turns back up and Omni turns up. However, it might continue down for a little bit like you'll see in the chart segment, but the dollar's starting to respond, which should help the market at some point. And when will the stimulus package kick in? What stimulus package? Oscar, did you hear about something new from the Fed? No. There is a worldwide stimulus package that has been taking place for the last couple of months. Worldwide. Every country in the world, every business in the world, every individual in the world that buys or sells anything or goes to the store or drives or does anything that requires gasoline or crude oil, there has been a worldwide stimulus package taking place. The stock market's coming off, but at the same time, you got a worldwide stimulus package kicking in. That is the cheaper price of crude. Everyone on the planet feels it immediately when crude oil gets cheaper. You feel it right in your pocket. It helps you out immediately. It's not like the Fed is doing something with rates that's going to help the big banks and may trickle down one day to us little guys. This is the price of crude oil. I go to the gas station 3-4 times a week. I don't know about you. This is the price of what we use every day getting cheaper and cheaper and cheaper. Let the stock market come down. Stimulus package has to kick in at some point. So, traders, with no further ado, let's go look at some charts. Okay, traders, the first chart I'm going to show you this evening is the E-mini S&P weekly bar, which means each one of these green lines represents a full week's worth of trading. As you can see, for a very long time, since 2012, we've been comfortably inside of this channel. We finally broke down out of the channel. We're all the way down to here now. If you'll note, last time we came down, it was very small, very small, very small, very small, very small, very small. Completely uncharacteristic to be here now. So our new projection is 1783 for trading on Thursday in the E-mini S&P, ESZ14. That's where we think we can get down to. What's more about this chart, look at this average. Watch this. I am coloring over a yellow average right now. Look at that. You don't usually take out this trend line. You don't usually take out that average. Look what's happened for 2 weeks. Likely more coming. Next, the NASDAQ on a weekly. Traders, look at the NASDAQ. It usually does not penetrate this line. Look at this. Well, bam, settles here. Once again, look at this average. You do not usually get below that average. So, boom, all the way down to here. That is not looking comfortable, I'll tell you that much. Let's move on to something else. The Dow Jones Transportation Average on a weekly bar. Traders, look at this one. Not the best look I've ever seen. Why? Once again, look at how we stay inside of this channel, inside of the channel. We finally break the channel. We come down to the average, and it looks like it might hold, but then this week starts. And it is not holding. Here's that average once again. Unbelievable. So these charts are not looking beautiful, I'll tell you that right now. Then you've got the Dow Jones Industrial Average weekly bar. Once again, look at how small the dot through that average is. Here, 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 then this one. Woof. That is definitely something different. So we are absolutely putting in something that looks ugly here. I hope it just shores itself up sooner or later. I'm sure it will, because the market is a very bullish market. We just happen to be in a bearish segment of that bull market. Let's see where we go. Then you've got gold. I showed this to you a couple of days ago and said, look at this. Look what's starting to stick its ugly head up. And here we are now. Gold looks like it may get another bounce day on Thursday. And let's continue on. There's another couple of charts here I'd like to show you, traders. Then we've got the dollar index. Look at this. Here's what I was telling you about. I've been showing you this chart for months on end and telling you that we are in the safe zone. You don't hear any crying from anybody in the streets. We do not hear moaning from the blockheads in the streets. We were up to here. We get out of the comfort zone finally. We go up to here, and immediately the moaning begins. Once the moaning begins, look at the dollar responded. It's already back in here. So, the S&P coming off. The dollar, though, is finally coming back off, which right now, if you're looking at things, is inverse of what the S&P is doing. So if the dollar comes off, the S&P should start to gain its legs, right? So maybe, just maybe, here's a little glimmer of hope. Then you've got this. This one's interesting. The crude oil. Crude oil dumping, traders. This is a worldwide stimulus package for all the way from here. Stimulus, 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 stimulus. This is helping every country, every company, everybody who is not producing crude oil right now, but is using it and using gasoline or any of its products. This is helping every one of us in the world. So while this is helping, it's almost counter worrying that the stock market will continue to crash. So if there's any bright note, this would be one of our bright notes. Hopefully this will kick in soon. Just give it time. Traders, that is my chart segment for this evening. Pull your own charts. Do your own homework. Never accept anyone's technical opinion without doing your own analysis first. So, traders, you've seen the charts. You've seen my technical argument for why we're starting off with the red Omni. Anything can happen these days. I don't want to be responsible for anything more than the beginning of the session, and we'll see where it goes from there. But we're starting this off with a red Omni. You've seen the charts. The weeklies still look heavy. You've seen the dollar responding to the moaning of the blockheads in the street, right? And I don't care what anyone tells you. When crude oil goes down as rapidly as that is going down, it is a worldwide stimulus package. Traders, remember, I'm holding an Omni Camp November 7th through the 10th. I've got one open seat for Omni Camp. I actually have an application, but I haven't called him yet, sir. I will call that application back either this evening or tomorrow. I actually have a few, but there's one that I found interesting, so I'll call him. If you would like to qualify for that one last seat, come to livewithoscar.com, click the OmniCamp banner, fill out your application, and I'll call you personally. There are a few people vying for the last seat. I will take the person that seems to know the least about the markets, that knows the least about charting, and does not have something jading him from learning my concepts. So if that sounds like you, come to livewithoscar.com or call me at 702-629-4755. Traders! You know what? Before I say let's keep your emotions out of trading, let me just remind you of this. I will never move my stop just because the market is getting close. Remember that, okay? It's a tip from Uncle Oscar. Traders, keep your emotions out of trading. One of the best things you can do to help yourselves with that is say this to yourselves every morning, every afternoon, every evening, and you know what that is. Stops are in. Emotions are out. Rock and roll, traders. I will see you at livewithoscar.com. Futures trading is risky and can cause substantial financial loss. We do not claim or guarantee that you will profit from the information provided.